Guys, that's your Race Out Legends. Welcome to the video. I'm glad to have you guys all here with me today talking about Taurus, an epic champion that I I was aware of this dude, but I felt like I didn't really need him on my account. But now that I've invested in him, let me tell you, I wish I had maxed him out a long time ago. There's not many champions in the game that can do what this dude can do, and he's an epic, which makes him incredibly special. I really like this champion, so I'm very excited for this guide, and I wanted to thank you guys. I don't do it enough, but just give me some love and some support here on this little mini channel. I like it. I can kind of let my hair down a little bit, no fancy edits, and just chill with you guys and talk about awesome champions. So thanks for joining me. Today we got JB Bonnell, just acquired a Taurus. Sounds like he bought a car or something. A Ford? Looks interesting. Give me a rundown sometimes. You got it, JB. We got a Crobbins. Thank you for sharing. I had no idea she was better. I don't know what he's referring to, but I'm interested in Taurus Dark Kale group. I have a 5-star blessing for those two champs. I literally just pulled Taurus. Do you have a guide for him, please? Well, now we do. Now we do. Just Doka. What's up, man? Looking for a Taurus guide. We have Ryan Carter. Can we see Taurus in my vault for 1 or 2 years? Same. And Roxas Element. Let's go ahead and take a look at this champion, guys. What do you say?
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
All right, guys. So Taurus is a Skinwalker epic champion. He looks just all right, you know, like nothing to write home about here. I do like his antlers or skull or whatever you want to call that. But you know, he's just kind of just a hunter-gatherer. He's got his bow, he's got his spear, or he's got his arrow, his spears. He just got spears, that's it. But you know, aesthetically, he's all right. He's magic affinity, just like every good champion in this game. And he's an attack-based champion as well. His base stats are crap. They're nothing to write home about. His speed is not that bad at 101, about average. His defense at 859 on the base is pretty squishy, pretty bad. His attack for an attack-based champion at 1310 isn't anything to write home about. Very average to slightly below average. And his HP at 17k is about average for an attack-based epic champion. So nothing really screams at you, this dude's special, just looking at the base stats. And we go with his aura, accuracy and fashion crisp by 40. It's incredibly niche and narrow in terms of its utility, obviously, but he can definitely help you out as a valuable member of your faction war team, especially if you're starting out and you pull a Taurus. On his A1, Meta Mobilize, attacks one enemy, heals by 20% of the damage inflicted if the target has a poison. Now, this is very helpful because we just talked about how this dude is pretty squishy. So getting heals in there is going to be beneficial no matter the case, right? And having a poison on the target is usually the case when you've got this fella on your team. On the A2, Tendon Slash. 3-turn cooldown when booked, attacks one enemy, has a 100% chance when booked, 75 without, placing the big version of weaken for 2 turns. When booked, there's a very dependable big version of weaken on a 3-turn cooldown. Great for bosses. A lot of teams, especially starting out, will have like a War Maiden or whomever. You know, I can list a bunch of champions, a Stag Knight, a Deacon Armstrong, a Duck the Pierced. There's a lot of great decreased defense, epic champions, even rare champions in a War Maiden. But there's not a ton of great AoE weakens until you get Ryan the Conjurer. So he's got that weaken for bosses. It's going to help you bleed through bosses a lot faster. It's a really cool part of his kit on that A2. On the A3, Toxic Nova is the highlight of Taurus, right? Toxic Nova is a 4-turn cooldown when booked. This champion receives damage equal to 99% of their current HP. So a man's sitting there with 1 HP, literally, or maybe a little bit more. Places an unkillable buff on this champion for 2 turns. That's helpful considering he has no hit points left. Has an 80% chance or 100 when booked of placing not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 poisons, big version, on all enemies for 2 turns. Oof, this is the best poison ability, certainly on the AoE, but arguably that exists out of every epic champion in the game. There's champions like a Dark Kale who have 3 poisons and a poison sensitivity, albeit a single target, but no epic champion can dish out 3, let alone 4 poisons on an AoE. Toxic Nova is a very unique and extremely powerful ability. Do not get thrown off or deterred by the 99% of damage that he's taking. He has unkillable. That's not fail-safe. There's a lot of ignore unkillables out there in the game. Moreover, there's a lot of buff removers out there in the game. That's why it's smart to have a plan for that, right? if you know there's going to be ignore unkillables, if you know that, you know, you're going to need healing, right? You're going to need healing, or buff removers. You're going to need healing. You might need a reviver along with him as well. He's great for an Eleanoril activator, for a Xavia activator. I'll show you one of those teams right out the gate here, right? So, but this ability alone, if you don't have even if you do have a Calvalax, you can play him alongside. Dish out those poisons for a Combust team in the end game. Pair him with a Kale in the early game. Pair him with a Dark Kale in the mid game. There's a lot of areas in this game that synergize and need poison. There's a lot of champions that synergize with him. A lot of areas that you need poison. And Taurus is just one of the best out there, right? There's guys like Aothar, for example, who's still not bad. He's an old school champion. He's got 4 poisons on a 3-turn cooldown, but it's single target, right? That's about it. You got like a Cult Brawler, some good poisoners out there, but Taurus really just, he's in a different league when it comes to that AoE, right? All right, let me show you how I have him built. Really nothing too crazy here on Taurus, right? He's fairly easy to build. You really just need accuracy on this dude, right? You want to land the poisons and that weaken as well. And, you know, some survivability would be nice. He has decent multipliers. That's the crazy thing about Taurus, right? Let me pull that up before we show you the build here. 3 overall grading on hellhades.com. First of all, hellhades.com, best website in the biz, as I always say here. But I will say that it depends on what you're looking for. He's a little niche. He's an insane poisoner. He might not be as versatile as other epics, everywhere in the game. But anywhere you need poisons, he's a 5-star. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to grade champions like this. But check this out. He has a 4 attack multiplier on his A1, and he has an insane 6.5 multiplier on that A2, the ability that dishes out the weaken, right? So know that in the back of your head, even if you're not building him for damage, know that you could and get a big boy smack out of that A2. That being said, do temper your expectations somewhat because of that fairly low 1300 base attack. You know, you got to factor in the multiplier, but the multiplier, what is it multiplying? It's multiplying their attack, right? So it's a little bit more difficult to scale that up super high, but it's good to know, right? Good to know. Wait, they give a warning here? Taurus has high ratings in a number of areas, but they're subject to certain conditions. Yeah, for sure. I think we kind of mentioned that a little bit as well. Nice that they give the warning in there, though. All right, so we have accuracy. We actually have survivability. I stand corrected on the banner. Most players are going to want to go accuracy on the banner because you want the accuracy, right? Usually 10 points, 12 points of accuracy per stage of the dungeon. Endgame, we're aiming for around 400 accuracy for most areas of the game. In the arena, he's not really an arena champion. Polymorph is not fun when you're dishing out 4 poisons on everybody. We have HP survivability on that ring. We have defense on the amulet. I love that trip roll of accuracy, but since we already have him crit capped, we might as well build him with crit damage, right? Instead. And hell, we actually ended up gaining accuracy there. It's a good piece, a good amulet here. But we want to mainly be looking for accuracy, but let's see what he can do damage-wise too with that A2, right? While we're here. Speed on the boots. Let's ascend, see if we can get speed. Speed, speed, speed. Meh. We'll take it. Attack percentage on the chest. Crit rate on the gauntlets. So it's kind of a soft nuker build, right? Not a hard nuker, not crit damage. We're not min-maxing with all of our best gear and all that stuff. We're just putting on what we have, right? Total stats here. Well, as you can see them, little survivability is no good if he's dead, obviously. Keep in mind he does have that unkillable, right? 233 speed. You might need to speed tune him. You want him to be going before your activators, before your Eleanoril, before your Xavia, before your Taya, whoever you have activating if you're going to run a team like that. So you just have to factor that in. There is no set speed that you need to have him or not need to have him. He just needs to be going before the activators, obviously. So stat priority, survivability, accuracy, and then I would say speed, crit rate, crit damage. Masteries. We have War Master as a tier 6 option for Taurus. And then we have Master Hexer as well. I have him booked out, so everything's going to be 100% anyway, so I don't need Sniper. If you're not booking him, certainly grab Sniper instead of Killstreak, although Killstreak is very good on this champion because he's dishing out so many poisons. Killstreak is going to ramp up his damage as the battle goes on. He's going to get a lot of kills, right? So Killstreak actually works very well with him if you have him booked. Again, if you don't, I would definitely go tier 5 on Sniper and on Master Hexer. Master Hexer obviously is to extend the duration of those poisons that he's dishing out. Then we just have the Charge Focus, Swarm Smiter, just picking up pinpoint accuracy, picking up the extra accuracy there. We do have Life Drinker as well. It's kind of a nice combo to have with his A1, so we're getting 2 sources of healing if he needs it. All right, guys, that's it. That's the build. I have triple perception. It's the way to go, in my opinion, on this champion. Nice and simple. If you can find any feral or pinpoint gear, sure, go ahead and load that on him as well. Feral is the best gear for him, but feral is very, very hard to get, right? As a 1-piece, 2-piece, or 3-piece, certainly. Pinpoint is great. Perception, you guys know at this point. All right, that's the build. Man, we're flying through this video. I want to go ahead and just sub him in. I want to go to my main dragon team, and then I'll do a more realistic kind of mid-game team too. Don't worry, I'm going to show you him on this team. But where is my main dragon team? I think I'm running this one right here. All right, guys, so I'm going to run him on Endgame team, as I was just saying here. We're going to have Xavier is going to be our activator. She's at 224. 233, perfect. So we are gonna, as long as he's going before her, right? We're gonna open with that. We're gonna open with that. And on Taurus, we're gonna make sure we're opening with his Toxic Nova, opening with his Toxic Nova. Here we go. We have the team selected. Let's go in there and see how it all works. I'll walk you through it as we go. I do have videos out there on like how activation teams work and all that stuff if you guys want to check it out. All right, here we go. First wave, we go in, we dish our poisons. There it is, Toxic Nova. He sacrifices his HP. I mean, geez, 15 seconds. I couldn't even play-by-play it fast enough. That was an awful, brutal play-by-play for you guys right there. So this team is designed to die when we get to the dragon, except for everybody except for Staltus. So it's okay that he died there. He's supposed to die. All right, so how does this team work? Just to break it down real quick again, we go in there, all our poison damage dealers. Again, Taurus goes in. We have Calvalax on this team. Basically, you know, Tomb Lord, it works as well. All of our champions that can dish out as many poisons as humanly possible, they all go first. And then Xavier comes in and she instantly activates, right? We can do it one more time because it goes by so fast. And this is Dragon Hard 10, man. It's the magic of an activation team. Poisons from Calvalax. Poisons from 1, 2, 3, 4 from Taurus. Deadly Catalyst, all 8 poisons instantly activated. Then we have Seal of Magic right here. Reset the cooldowns. Boom, 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 boom. Taurus goes down. Deadly Catalyst again. And they're all dead. And then we get to the dragon. And at this point, Staltus just sits there, 2-turn Stone Skin. Just takes his time. Reflex back poisons with his passive. And that's the match, right? Now, this sort of strategy works against Doom Tower waves as well. Any wave content, essentially, or any dungeon to get to the boss, and then you can kind of have a plan B once you get to the boss. The same strategy works in Ice Golem as well, right? Super fast, super efficient, very, very good, right? And you can see here from the damage on Taurus, the damage actually goes to the activator, which is Xavier. So don't get deterred when you're looking at, wait, why is it only 12K, right? You'll notice also, guys, I have him empowered +3, which is awesome. I don't have him awakened though. So no blessing on him. If I had, let's see what hellhades.com recommends for a blessing. I would probably just go, I guess I'd just go cruelty, you know? Commanding Presence they recommend as an aura strengthener. That's a great option as well. Granted, his aura is going to be pretty niche, but you can strengthen whoever's aura is on his team, right? So that would be an option if I had him awakened for this video. Again, Ice Golem, same kind of deal, right? I could show you both dungeons. I might as well, right? I'll go Ice Golem 25. I'll switch to this team. I'm basically showing you this team to show that even if you're mid-game, right, we're using all Doom Tower champions in a rare, right? And I just released a video on this trifecta on my main channel. If you guys want to check it out, Ash Raid Shadow Legends. There's no activator on this team, but I want to show you this team only to kind of prove that if you have a healer and or reviver on the squad with him, he doesn't have to be on an activation team, right? You can just use him on any team. And all those poisons, man, they'll do a number on those enemies on this wave content, right? So definitely take advantage of him everywhere in the game. Again, a lot of players, maybe new players out there, might be deterred by him taking all that damage. He's got the unkillable. He'll be okay. Look at this. This is stage 25. Obviously, they're level 350, the mobs that we're going up against. They have a lot of HP, but that poison definitely puts in work. Now, we can use Taurus. Let's see what the area rankings on Taurus. So let's look one more time as we bleed through these waves. Old school clan boss, 3.5 out of 5. The thing about old school clan boss is you just got to be, that's the only area you do have to be a little bit careful with that unkillable, right? All that damage he's taking, right? That's why I might prefer an occult brawler or a dark kale or somebody like that in clan boss. But certainly if he's the only poison, you see he died right there, but we have 2 revivers on the team, so we'll just pick him right back up. That's why it's nice to have some support around him. Actually, we might be in a little bit of trouble here. We're fine. Okay, we got him back up. We're good. But as I was saying, you just got to be careful in some areas. That clan boss coming in, you could be in trouble when that unkillable wears off. He might go splat. So having a reviver on the team would be good. Where else? Dragon, 5 out of 5, obviously. Dragon Hard, 5 out of 5. Like, he's very good even in Dragon Hard. Spider Hard, they give him a 4 out of 5. To me, it's a little bit high on Spider Hard, but that's just me. Magma Dragon, they give him a 5 out of 5. Eternal Dragon, a 4 out of 5. Frost Spider, a 4 out of 5. Nether Spider, a 4 out of 5. Keep in mind that he's bringing that weaken as well. As a matter of fact, let's take it off auto for a second, and let's just see what he can do with that A2 ability if it's off cooldown right now. Oh, it is. Beautiful. Well, I would normally just go right in with a triple hitter, but let's see what he can do for damage on this A2. Let's see if he can kill shot right there. 23,000 with the weekend. It was all right. It was all right. We'd be better off just relying on his poison. I think if that told us anything here, guys, it would tell you don't stress getting damage despite the multiplier on that single target. Crit rate, crit damage, probably a nice to have, but certainly not a must have on this champion. I would err on the side of, as much survivability as you can, definitely getting that accuracy, definitely getting that speed on him before I would prioritize his, necessarily his damage. Excuse me, guys. His what? Ash, can you talk, bro? Can you talk? No, I can't. He goes right back in with the A3. I felt like he just used Toxic Nova. He's already going in there again. This guy's a damage-dealing maniac, man. All those poisons. Who are other 4 poison champions in the game? Tomb Lord? Calvalax? Is that it? That might be it. Is it? That can't be it. Richtoff the Bold has 3 on an AoE. There's a few champions that have 3 on an AoE. That's not as crazy. But there's not many 4s. He's the ultimate activator in the endgame. But I think hopefully I've proven that he can be utilized for progression as well. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is kind of dicey here right now. Euros is about to... Euros, the Soul Cage on the far left, he can basically handle this thing on his own. So we're not going to lose the battle because he's such a beast. But I am kind of interested in how the rest of this battle does play out here. But hopefully you guys have a pretty good understanding of what this champion can and can't do. Again, I've said it 3 times, but I'll say it a 4th. Don't be deterred too much about that damage that he's taking on that A3. He does have the unkillable, and, just have a reviver on the squad. You can see that we've had to revive him a couple times in this sort of kind of mid-game progression content for dungeons. But I could totally see riding this champion as a Doom Tower wave, as a Centranos, as just a dungeon wave killer, even if you didn't have an activator right away on your account, right? And then eventually you'll get Taya, who I'll pull her up in the background here. Taya is another Doom Tower champion that you get for free or farming Doom Tower normal. And she has an A3 as it loads in 1 second here. She has an A3. Where is it? There we go. Instantly activates any poison debuffs and HP burn debuffs on the target on her A3. And again, that's single target, but she's a Doom Tower farmable champion as well. So you can absolutely take advantage of a champion like that once you get her and pair her with a Taurus. When you have Taurus, one thing's for sure, you've unlocked the power of mass poison damage on an AoE scale. Guys, thanks for watching. Keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.